Welcome to ECNTRADE Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. Overnight the markets were relatively calm considering we've got a quite light calendar or economic calendar week. We can see that the Australian dollar is still somewhat a little bit lackluster to support any gains. With the dollar index at the moment currently trading around 101.60, I do expect to see a further gain there and expect to see a rise up to 102.60 as the market still expects a 25 base point rate hike when the US Federal Reserve meets on the 3rd, 4th of May. So looking at the Australian dollar, the market is still looking for that challenge, which looks around the 66.75.80 area, and with the base holding around 65.90.95. Looking to the top side, any advances should find resistance around 67.5 and likely to be a struggle with the 60-day moving average a little bit lower now, around 67.78. The euro was also a little bit whipsawed overnight. The market found good support as it fell towards the region of 109. In light of the pattern though, I still feel there is potential downside to emerge and looking towards an objective somewhere around 108.45. Technicals are somewhat heavy and therefore limits the upside with 110.10 still major as a cap, and just beneath there a resistance around 109.75. The dollar yen getting closer to the top side challenge, even though we did see a brief peak around 135.12. The market didn't close above there in New York. Nevertheless, the challenge has weakened that level of 134.80.90, and I do anticipate, as I said previously in my report, that I'm looking for a further gain that could break beyond 134.80.90 and look up towards 137 or even up to 138. Any pullback likely to be shallow and still seen as an opportunity for demand to come back into the market, somewhere around 134.25 now. Sterling a little bit whipsawed and got a long-legged doji that gives an indecisiveness in terms of the market since the engulfing candle posted last week. Still finding that the market could actually see a challenge to the downside, but limited, somewhere around 123.70. I feel that the market may be a little bit to the bid tone as the Bank of England's expected to raise rates anywhere from 25 to 50 base points due to the fact that the inflation is still quite high after missing the forecast of 9.8 and came in at 10.1. Looking to the top side though, the resistance is seen around 124.65 and above there, that is around 125.65. A very whipsaw price action for gold. Well, the market did take the challenge to the downside and reached its objective of 1,982, but you can see there was another rejection from this previous level. Still seems though the market is a little bit heavy, and I expect another down challenge towards that bottom side, anywhere from 1,982. That could extend down towards the region of 1,958.64. Wrapping up with oil, well, this gap that I've been talking about for some time is slowly getting filled after the oil slipped overnight to around 78.5. Still looking for the downside challenge. I feel the market may actually reach its objective around 75, 70, 80 and reassess from there. Technicals are heavy and coming into a bearish pattern that does support this view. Any upside attempts should be limited around 80.5. Well, that wraps it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, look out for the intraday report. And I hope you enjoy the day.